I don't know. I mean, I don't really see that being important. I think obviously, Australia spent a lot in the last day and a half, and we'll need to see how they reassess from a team perspective. But I think it's really a strengthening point for us, considering we haven't played very well. We had another couple of big injuries in this Test match that created a little bit of hassles for us, and we still managed to scrap through after not being in great positions. And I think that is something that we know we haven't been at our best, but we still haven't been beaten, and I think that is a very rewarding feeling for us.
Graeme, it was a hell of a way to save a Test match. You must be very proud of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, there was hope. You have that little bit of hope this morning, but at 4 down last night, probably the writing's on the wall. And I think today I just wanted to see the guys show a little bit of character. And certainly as the day goes on, the emotions fuel and you become more tense. As you've put so much time and effort in. Well, the guys out there have put so much time and effort in. I mean, I think for me it was incredible to see the guys who represented us out there today, the skill, determination, and the pride with which they took in their performances, and they represented us, immensely, and a lot of people back home. And I think for me that is the most fulfilling thing of today.
I thought this Test cricket's fairly easy, isn't it?
No, not at all. My body doesn't say so. Look, it's great for me to get an opportunity, first of all. I would have been very happy just to be a part of the team coming here. But it's just nice using my opportunity very well.
Faf, it's quite the contrast. You almost fell down the stairs, lost your shoe, and now you're man of the match. Just tell us about your mental application out there.
Yeah, the second innings I took my time going down the stairs a little bit there. I just try to keep my game plan very simple, make them bowl at me, and just take it an hour by an hour. If you looked at it yesterday, it was quite a long way away. And especially the guys coming in, AB and Jock, really helped me a lot. I had a lot of questions for them, and they kept me calm, especially in the 90s. The 90s, I was going through a lot of emotions. I had goosebumps. It's a record for the longest goosebumps ever there. I just said to myself, don't think too much of your 100, just let it come to you. The team wants you to be defensive here and be solid and just wait for it, and so I'm very grateful.
Graeme, apart from the mental side of the game, what about the physical toll, I suppose, of, say, Australia being out there for 150 overs or so in hot conditions and only having 3 bowlers ahead of Perth?
Yeah, I mean, we've done our fair share out there also in the heat. I think obviously we've probably had an extra day of rest on them, and from a bowling perspective, but I think both teams will be pretty battered and bruised after this game. I mean, a lot have left. We've left a lot out there. There's been some great performances, maybe not such good performances, but we level pegging going into Perth, and for us that is great. We have 5 days left on this tour and an opportunity to create something special. And that's what we were fighting for. That we wanted to go to Perth when we're in that position and give ourselves a chance of winning a series here in Australia again, and we have that opportunity.
Graeme, just on Jax Cullis, have you named a replacement, and just if you can touch on his performances to bat with such an injury for so long?
Yeah, I mean, I think the nature of the way this tour has gone for us is that I think we needed a replacement, with the build-up. We've had a few, injuries that we haven't had in a long time. I think our guys have been pretty solid over a long period of time now. We've had a few, injuries that have come at inopportune times in this series. So it was important to have cover, but we need to reassess how Jakes pulls up tomorrow and how he goes over the next few days. But to watch him be able to still perform with the bat, I think was a crucial factor in the game. He played 2 very important knocks, and his experience and skill definitely shone through. So, ideally we would love to have him fit for Perth. He's definitely not going to bowl, but if we can have him fit as a batter, that would be ideal case.
Is that realistic that he could bat in these sort of conditions?
I hope so. But we need to see how that goes in the next few days. I mean, I know he's working hard with Brandon Jackson. They're putting in a lot of effort. And I know Jakes in particular wants to be a part of Perth. So, hopefully that will be the case. if not, we'll deal with it the same way we've dealt with the other things that have sort of thrown us a curveball in this series. And but ideally we would love to have Jakes ready for Perth.
Is Vernon 100% for Perth? Is he bowling again?
He's bowling. He's training now at the moment. So we expect him to be fully fit for Perth. When we toss the coin, I'll tell you everyone's fine.
Faf, can you tell us about the physical toll on you out there? It looked like you were hurting a bit in the last couple of hours. You're down on your haunches on occasion.
I think it's just makes it a little bit more sweeter. It wouldn't have been, the story wouldn't have been that nice if my body was all feeling fine. So now one day when I look back, I can say, I pushed through the physical side of things. It was just, it just shows you how far you can go if you're mentally strong enough. Just probably last hour or so, I just started cramping a bit. They saw it as me wasting time, but it was me just trying to get some fluids in.
And how nervous were you when you were down the other end with Mornay batting out those last balls?
Yeah, it was like, it's also just, similar to what I said now. The story it just makes it so much better, the fact that it was so close. Just when I think one guy is playing the bowlers very well, will lose a wicket, then it will happen again. And Mornay was a little bit, you could see he was a little bit nervous coming in. But the Aidos, as we call him, played some serious straight drives to the end there. And I just try to keep him calm because I know it's tough coming in, and especially it's hard for a tailender coming in, and if you get out the whole nation's, you're carrying that weight of the whole nation on your shoulders. But Mornay, he played it beautifully. He played 2 straight drives, and I actually went up to him and said, just keep playing straight. And he said to me, "Don't worry, I've got this."
Faf, just tell us, what was the Australians' attitude towards you throughout the day? Was there lots of sledging, and just a word on, I guess, Siddle's effort as well?
Yeah, I was surprised, compared to yesterday and today, they didn't stop. Didn't stop for 5 minutes. They just kept chatting in my ear the whole day. But that's probably, we would have done the same thing. They were fighting firstly, and then they were getting frustrated that they couldn't get us out. But they credit to them for speaking the whole day.
What did they say? Anything in particular you can point out? They said.
Siddle, it's a good effort. He bowled well. You could see that he's the go-to man for Clarkie. If he wants a wicket, he throws the ball to him, and he runs hard and he tries his best, and that's great to see.
Faf, how did you keep your focus when you were in the 90s and then just after the emotion of bringing up your first Test 100? Because was that a difficult time?
Yeah, it felt like forever. I tried to. I think I was on 96, and I went through a stage where I said, "Okay, I'm one boundary away here from getting 100. So please bowl me half volley." I quickly realised that it doesn't work like that in Test cricket. So I was on 96 and 98 for a while, which then is when the emotions started coming in. But I just tried to tell myself to think of the team's goal, not to go, because if I went in my own game there, I would have looked for a 4. But I just told myself, stay into the team's goal here, and that's to be defensive and not give your wicket away. And it will come eventually. It just took a little bit longer than I hoped for.
Faf, your friendship with AB de Villiers goes back to your school days, and you batted with him for a really, really long time out there. Can you maybe just tell us a bit about how special it was to have him there with you, and also maybe what he said to you?
Yeah, it was quite special yesterday when we got back to the hotel. I saw a couple of tweets saying that it's Office against Australia, which was our school's name, and I thought it was quite cool. But like I said, anyone that you're familiar with, it helps. It calms you down. AB knows my game, I know his game, so he kept me calm, and it was great to bat with him. He's such an experienced batsman. Like I said, he just keeps me calm, but it helps. It makes it a little bit more special that I could share this special moment of mine with him batting on the other side as well.
Graeme, JP in Brisbane, James Pattinson and Jacques in this game. Do you foresee a time in Test cricket or in first-class cricket that there'll be substitutes available to teams when a guy gets injured in a match?
I don't know. I mean, it's not something I've given too much thought to. I mean, I think that's the whole challenge of Test cricket, really. When you watch Siddle at the end of his tether bowling, last 12, 18 balls of the day, to someone who's batted all day. You know, that's what Test cricket is all about, really. And I don't think there's a sport out there that really tests you for as long mentally and emotionally and your skill-wise than Test cricket. And I think maybe rules like that might soften the blow, but and that's why, you know, people who look back over time can be proud of what they've achieved because they've been able to handle what this game is all about.
Graeme, you've made a career out of leading by example, and on tension-filled days like these, what's it like to just have to watch it happen and not really be able to do anything?
Yeah, it's terrible. You know, as I say, you know, as a leader, you start the morning, you're trying to wonder what the right thing to say to the people are, you know, that are going to be out there today, and soon you realise that the guys are in their space and that they seem to understand what they need to do. And then, you know, you live the rest of the day in hope and prayer, I guess, you know. And as the day wore on, it got, you know, more and more tense, and to the point where I don't think I watched many of the last 6 overs after watching most of the day. But I definitely watched the last 5 balls. Once the 5th ball was gone, I left. I knew it was game over.
Graeme, you've battled with James Pattinson for the last 2 matches. Will you miss that confrontation, and how much will Australia miss his bowling in the 3rd test?
I don't know. I mean, I've opened the batting long enough to know that fast bowlers are around. There'll be another contest next week. You know, someone will bowl fast, someone will bowl aggressive. You know, I've opened the batting for a long time, and I know that doesn't change. You know, that's part and parcel of what I do and where you play. You know, I think if you've been around for a while, you've seen as a big wicket, and you've got to front up for those sort of things. And he has bowled well in the series, so it obviously is going to be a loss for Australia. And you know, but I think there are a few quality bowlers around for them, and you know, but I think, you know, tactically how you attack, you know, matches up is often the crucial thing. You know, it's you know how people bowl as a unit is often the most important thing, and that's what you need to look at, I think.
Graeme, every time you've scored 100, South Africa have either won or drawn a match, and I suppose that's a massive achievement on you as a leader, and you know, the impact you have on the rest of the team. You've said before that you're quite hungry to keep achieving things, and there's been some talk about your captaincy and so on. How hungry are you, and just, you know, how much more do you want to achieve, not just in this series, but for a while to come? Yeah,
it's a difficult one to weigh up always. I mean, obviously that record is a nice one to have. I mean, I only really found out about it through Lerato a few days ago, and it was seeming a long shot a few days ago. You know, I think the thing is, you know, as a captain, you need to perform, and I think you tested the most as a leader when you're not performing, and you know, that's often going to be the challenge for captains going forward. For me, you know, I'm really proud to be a part of this team and leading this team. I mean, I think that is the great thing. You know, I really feel that we have an opportunity to create something, and if I really want to be a part of that as a leader, I think we're going certainly in the right direction in terms of being able to create something. But as I've said before, it's not something that I look too far ahead. I'm taking it a little bit by little bit and see where we end up. At the moment, I'm proud to have led South Africa as much as I have, and you know, hopefully there's many more good times to come.